So hey guys and welcome back to the channel. In the previous video, we were creating a food delivery application where we have created this menu, right? Like here we can see this detail section we were creating. And if you remember, we have created this. Hey guys and welcome back to the channel. In the previous video, we were creating a food delivery application where we have created. Okay. So in that we were creating a description. Now this menu icon was supposed to be added where we were fetching the data from the items and we were getting the information as well. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's start creating that without wasting time. In that you can see that we have food description over here and we have top image. Okay. So top image here and we have the ratings as well. Okay, so description part is over here. Now what we have to do here is we have to firstly run this code. Sorry, I have to restart the emulator. Okay. So we have to run this code, whatever we have done so far, to see where exactly we left out in the previous section, and we have to then continue from that. Okay. It's getting time. It's taking time to load. Till then, let's just see what we have done in the constants part as well. So this is the restaurant list in which we have different lists like home sweets and snacks and masala stories and all that. So we even have the description as well, right? What we can do here is we can add the menu inside these items. Okay. So what we will be getting the menu lists over here, and we can use that as well in the data set. Like this was the part which we have done. We have created till here, right? This is show more and show less. And we even have to create data inside this. So let's start. For creating that data, what we firstly need here is we have to assume that description part is done. And after, for the remaining this container, we have to assume to add a widget over here. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll add a widget right here in which, see, description part is done. And in this I'll add here I'll add a widget and I'll name that widget as menu items. Okay, so state full widget and I'll name it as menu item, menu items like that. Just leave it as menu items. Okay, so we are going to add like that. And what I'll do here is inside this container, I'll add firstly, I'll declare a variable. Okay. So for declaring this variable, I'll write where he where size equals to beta query dot of context dot size. Okay. So what happened to this? Okay. It's saying it cannot be. So instead of writing it over here, I have to write it here. Actually. Okay. So now it won't throw that error to me. So yeah. Now inside this, what I'll do here is instead of writing placeholder, I'll write an X. I'll write column. Okay. So I'll add a column. Inside the column, we have children. Okay. And let's wrap this column with a widget, and I'll name that widget as expanded. Okay, so it will be taking all the remaining spaces that we have inside of it. And yeah, that's it. So inside this, we are going to use a container, and that container will be having a padding. Okay. Our container will be having some padding here. Okay. So let's do what? Let's remove this column for now, actually. I'll do what? I'll add this column later. And yeah, this we should also know. So inside this container, what we will do here, we will add a padding. This I'll write as insets dot only, and in the only section, I'm going to add from top. I need this much, and from left I need 25, and from right as well I need 25. Okay, so you will be getting some margin from there. Okay. Now inside this, right after this, we are going to add and height. So I'll add a height of, let's do one thing, into 0.06. Okay. So we are just going to give that much height to this container, and the width will be size dot width. We're just going to take the full width. Okay. Inside this, I'm going to add a decoration, and I'm going to add a box decoration. Okay, so inside the box decoration, I'm going to add color. Color will be, let's leave it white. Okay, so and so then let's do transparent dot with opacity 0.1. Okay, so this will be the decoration that we have. Now inside this container, I'll add a child, and in that child, I'll add a row. As of now, I'll just directly add a row over here. Okay, I'm going to add child. Okay, so I'm going to add the child over here, and in that child, we are going to add text. Okay, so I'm going to add text. What? Uh, I'm going to add menu. Okay, like this. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's check after this description. I'll write menu item. Item. What exactly is the name? Menu items. Okay, so items like that. Let's reload. So yeah, you can see that we are getting written it as menu items, right? Instead of writing it for only, I'm going to add it for all. Okay, and inside this, I'm going to add radius.circular20. Okay, so it will look like this. Let's do one thing. Let's do it 50. Okay, so yeah, this looks good. And instead of 1, let's do 0.01. So it will be really fade out. Okay, so like 6 something, so that you can just see a little heading, and you won't get to know that there is a lot of data and what like that. So yeah, we can add this. This looks good. Okay-ish, like I said. Okay. Now inside this, we even have a row which has this menu, and this row should be having what we call it alignment. Okay, so main axis alignment should be space between. That means it will be having equal spaces between of them. If I'll remove this spacer as well, we will be not getting that. Okay. And what we need here is we need one more thing, that is inside this container we have to get down. Okay, so cross axis alignment should be center. Okay. So yeah, now it looks good kind of. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me just use it colors dot transparent. So it will be not with zero. Okay. And if I click view mode, you can see it's going down, it's coming out like that. Right? So yeah, it looks good. And the alignment is also perfect. Now inside this, right after this, we should be getting the menus list. Okay. So what we can do here is we can create a menu for each and every uh, elements. Okay. So what I'll be doing here is I'll be adding menu inside this constant dot dot. Okay. So yeah. So what I'll do here is I'll be adding all the menus. Okay. Let me go through this home size suites and all this one. Right here inside this, what I'll be doing here is initially what we have here. Initially we have this. Let's do one thing. Let's go to the restaurant. Yes. Let's do one thing. Let's call it and like that. Right class restaurant. What is the name of that restaurant? List, right? So, use that copy paste. So it's a restaurant one. So it will be having student one like that. So in this we just have two things. So we have the string title, the rating, just the title and the price. Okay. So we are just going to use that two parts. So title and the price. Okay. And it's like let's do one thing. Let's add like that. Okay. So yeah. So it will be having restaurant name it as I'll name it as list. So list inside that I'll name it as name. So yeah, it was student. Student list one, and inside that we are going to store the data. Okay. How we are going to store the data? We are going to add titles, a lot of titles. Okay. So what we'll do one here is what I'll do here. So I'll add firstly, let's go to suites, right? So I just need a data for suites, so we can go on any Google and all. And yeah, I hope every day is visible to everybody. So in this, I'll add suites name, suite names list like that. We have got the list of suites over here, which we will be, just copy pasting and out. So I'll just copy paste it. Right. Yeah. So yeah, this is the list that we have here. And set this. I'm going to call what? Write it like restaurant list one. Then we have to add the full data. Then restaurant data. I'm going to write restaurant one, and inside this restaurant one, we are going to remove all these data. Okay. Instead of this, I'll paste it as Jalebi. Okay, so Jalebi is done. Let's remove all that. So we are just going to create the data like that. Okay, so yeah, and that we have to create all the data. Restaurant one is not defined. Okay, so that's restaurant like that. Okay, so here is the pasted data. that we have. I'll just copy this out, paste, format, okay. And instead of Jalebi, I'll just do copy and we'll create for Rasgulla and Rasgulla will be for 100, Jalebi will be for 50. Like that, we are going to just create the list for all. Okay, so yeah, just like that. Like, okay, so Rasgulla is for also 100. Like that, restaurant one, Rasmalai has happened, Jalebi, then yeah, Gulab Jamun is there. But Gulab Jamun 70 for. Like I'm just creating, random data. We'll just paste it like that. So yeah, Besan Laddu, Kaju Katri, Kaju Katri is done. Rosso and here I'll add 150, like so 160. Like this, data will be created just like this. So yeah, restaurant one, Kaval, but paste like that, and Singal Halwa. Cut. So we have created different, database over here, which has this restaurant list one, and we are going to do what? We are going to call this restaurant list one items now. Okay. So what I am going to do here is I will go back to the data that we have over here. Let's see, it looks like okay, so it looks like this. And now I'll go back here and inside this menu items list. This is a single row, and this container will be wrapped by a column. Okay. So this is a container which is done. Now inside this container, I'll be calling out the data that we have inside here. Okay. So this menu items, uh, menu items takes in widget index. Okay, so this menu items will be taking it in the data. So I'll name it as index. So final index. Obviously, we need index to get to know what exactly we are using. Okay, so which at which particular this we are indexing. So not super key actually. We need here the index. Okay, so I'm going to call it out. So this will be required in index like that. So we will be getting index and also we are going to add one more data over here. So I'll write Google on click. Okay, so Google on click equals to false. Okay, so default it's false, but we can add it to true. Okay, like that I have written over here. So but and I have to paste it here. Exactly. So what it says, once constructor. So now it's fine. And format there is also the paste it like that. So what's happening here is we are creating one more data over here. Okay, so inside this, what I am going to do here is we are going to call column. So not exactly a column basically. We are going to call a row which will be having the data with us. So inside this column, we have a container. Okay. So I'm going to create a container over here. Container, and inside the container, we are going to add a data. So what will be firstly, I'll add padding. Okay, so firstly, I need some padding over here. So padding part is done then. Let's do some changes in the description. I think so. We need to change few of the things over here. So yeah, this container should not be told because we are wrapping it up with the standard over here. So, yeah. And yeah, this one is fine. So inside this container, we are again going to add the padding, right? So I'll add padding. Now inside the padding, we are going to add padding from all the sides. So 6 from top and from left right, we are getting 25, 20. Okay. Now inside this padding, what I'll do here is where we are getting an error exactly over here. Let's give them an index. Okay, so index has been given. Now we are fetching the index from the data. Now what I'll do here is right after adding this padding, I'm going to even specify the height and also I'm going to even specify the width and also I'm going to specify the margin. Okay. So margin will be from the bottom. Okay. So yeah, instead of top, I need the margin from bottom like that. So it will be having little gaps between the lists, right? That is what the margin will be doing all. So yeah, now we have list dot transparent and transparent dot with opacity 0.01. Like that, we will be having an opacity, and yeah, this is it that we have created. Now, inside this border container, inside this container, I'm going to again add a column. Okay. Let's do one thing. Let's just create a row as of now. So I'll create a row and let's see if we need it. We will be wrapping that row inside the columns. So what I'll do here is write in this row. First of all, I need main axis alignment should be between spaces. And now I need text because we need to call out the text. So text will be having what? Text will be having the data. So let's go back here. Okay, and inside this restaurant list, we are going to call the data. Initially, let's do one thing. Let's initially call the food item list. Food item list dot widget dot index dot name. So it has name instead of title. Okay. So if I reload, we can see we are getting healthy over here. So yeah, this is the initial name. You can even use list view, but I'm just doing trial and error, hit and try method. So that's why I'm using normal, and I can even add a loop if I really want. Okay. So yeah. Now inside this row, what I'll be doing here is I'll be adding the price. So right after this row, firstly I've started this part and column we even have to write the rows. So yeah. I'll add text. Right after adding the text, I'll add text dot price and the same styling will be there over here. So yeah, price will be 16 and let me check. We don't have price in that, right? Let me do one thing. Let's do add a price from restaurant list widget index dot price. So we are getting price 100 over here, right? Yeah, initial price it is having, and then I'll add over here a space, a size box. Okay. That size box will be having widths of 10. And now I'll do what? I'll add an icon. Okay, so on check icon. So what I'll do here is inside this, I'll add an icon button which will be having on press. So whenever I'll press the button, I need the value that set state. I'll do what? Set state. The on click widget should be changed. Okay? So whenever I'll click on that, the widget should be changed. Now here inside the icon, I'll write widget dot on click. Okay? Dot underscore on click. Okay? So we are going to check that if this widget has this one, then we'll add icons dot check box. Okay. So checkbox outline blank, and we will be having colors will be colors dot black. Okay. But if that's not the case, then what I'm going to add, I'm going to write checkbox, and instead of this, I'll write colors dot green. Okay. Outline like that. So yeah, this will be it. Let's see. So yeah, initial value is what is the initial value? Space between. That's one thing. Let's wrap this text inside another row. Okay, so I'll create a row, children, and inside the children, I'll paste it. So now if you check, it's looking good, right? So initial value is true. That's the reason why it's giving me this sign. Right? So yeah, that's one thing. Is true. So if I check here, you can see that we have initial value as this. If I click, it's going to check like that. And inside this order menu also we can specify the size over here. So yeah, we can add a counter which will be having the value over here. So let's do one thing. Firstly, I'll say it's just showing me the constant. Like now you can see that this part is looking great. The code is working fine. And similarly, if you want, you can just do what? You can add a implementer over here. So let's call out this container and I'll write extract method. I'll name it as menu like this like that. So it has the menu list over here. And yeah, you can see that now we are getting the same data over here. So I'll do what, instead of writing it like that, I'm going to write it like this widget format. So I'll write it in the form of widget. Then what will happen? It will be, you know, giving us the data at format. So let's do one thing. This is menu items. It's menu heading. Okay. Like that I have written over here. Okay, so let's do the menu. Let's keep it menu. And I'll go to changes. Menu. And here also I'll write menu. Okay. So Okay, so yeah, this part is done. Menu is created. Now inside this menu list, I'll add a widget and I'll do what? Do all these things. Instead of doing that, let's just come right up here and this container, right? So I'll wrap this out. I'll wrap this in the for loop. So for int I equals to 0 and I should be greater than food items is not length and I plus plus. And here instead of this index, I'll write I, not this widget dot I, just I'll add I. And same thing I'll add over here as well for the I. Okay. So let's run the code. So yeah, price does not have that much range, I think so. So let's do one thing else. Just run it till 5. We run the code and start again this rinse. And yeah, so you can see that we are getting this check button. But yeah, you have to do the changes that it's getting clicked for each and every one, right? You have to make sure that it doesn't happen. So for that, you can even, specify it in a form of list view. Maybe that will work fine. List view will be having the data in the different formats. You can use that as well, but now let's try to do what? Now let's try to add this menu that we have created over here. Okay. So yeah, for example, restaurant list one. Okay, so this one will be called out from this ID over here. Let's do one thing, let's specify the ID over here in these restaurants. So I'll write int ID and said this here also I'll add an ID. So requirement is dot ID. Now in each of the restaurants I'll add the ID as one and the ID as two and the ID as three. Also, like the method which I am using, it's just the basic method. You can, if you want, you can just add a whole menu inside this restaurant as well, and you can work with that as well. But I'm not going to do that. So that's the reason why I'm writing it like that. Okay, and here I'll add a condition. If add if restaurant list dot index. If the restaurant links dot widget or ID equals to 1, like that. So I'll just cut it from there and I'll paste it right there. Paste it, done. Restaurant list one dot. Where is that restaurant list one dot title? So it lists out title. So restaurant this is I dot dot title. Okay, so yeah. Now rerun it. So that's in null, it's not some type of function result. Where we have that error over here, all this condition is very, very slow. Now, what I'll do here is I'll reload the program and let's check. See, we are getting this jalebi, gulab jamun, and all over here. And I'll even add the restaurant list one dot price. Okay. So, yeah, you can see the price has also been changed over here. So if I'll click on view all, you can add a page where you will be having all these lists items as well, right? So what we will do here is we will add a condition. Okay. We can, declare a condition if over here that if in this case, if the index that we are clicking, if that particular index has an ID 1, then you can call this. If it has an ID 2, then we can call this like that. Okay. We will be creating that method as well, but as of now, you can see that for every pizzas and all, for every things and all, we are getting the same options, right? So I'll do what I have created a button. I have created this McDonald's, right? For McDonald's, I have a menu over here. Okay, so yeah, so I'll copy this burgers. I'll paste it right there. So instead of writing it burgers, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, instead of this burger, I'll write uh, uh, restaurant number 6. 6, yeah, restaurant number 6. So restaurant restaurant 6. Like that. Okay. So here we will be having restaurant left like that. Instead of 1, it will be 6. So, we can add a condition right here inside this statement. What I'll be adding in the condition is how exactly we can, deal with the code. My video is visible to everybody. Yeah. Inside this, uh, inside this, we are getting the part, and yeah, this part is clearly done over here. So what we can do here is we can create a whole new page which will be having, different icons and different elements that you can, add according to your. So in this map section, what I will be doing here is we will be creating a list like what exactly elements we have based on the locations on which your particular are. So what I'll be doing here is I'll be adding this location part over here in this, and we will be carrying that data with us. Yeah. In this, let's quickly go to the home page and I'll add a new file and I name it as map page dot dot. So I'll add a map page dot dot. Inside this map page dot dot, what I'll be doing here is I'll go to the home page, and inside the home page we have this part, right? So yeah, instead of this map page, I'll write import package material dot dot, and inside the package I'm going to write one more thing. We are going to write stateless widget. And I'm going to write map page like that. Okay, so map page has been also written over there. And inside this map page, we are going to write map page like that. So map page dot dart. So like this, we will be having the map page dot dart with us. Okay, in the file. So let's quickly load here. And if I click on map page, let me just reload. Let me just reload. I'll sign in and in. Yeah. So you can see we have got the map page. Now inside this map page, what I'm going to do here is firstly, I'm going to return a scaffold. Okay. So yeah, the scaffold will be having a body. Background color will be colors.transparent. And yeah, the app bar will be also having colors.transparent. Now inside this scaffold, we are going to create here a data. So I'll write it as map screen. So I'll write state less widget and I'll name it as map screen. Okay. So map screen and I'll call that map screen over here. Map screen. Okay. Like that. So yeah, map screen has been done and inside this map screen, what I'll be doing here is firstly I'll add firstly I'll add a container over here and inside this container we are going to create decorations. So what I'll be doing here is I'll be going to this part and in this container we will be copying this decoration part and I'll paste that decoration part over here. So it's inside this part and let's reload. So yeah, you can see that we have got color over here. Map color and app bar should be having background color is different. So in the profile page, you can see that we have created an app bar which has colors are transparent and elevation should be 0. So inside this, I'll add elevation should be 0. So obviously our color this will be gone. Okay, so color will be center title true and background color will be colors.transparent. So if I'll see now, you can see that actually data has already gone. Uh, it should be not colors.white, it should be colors.black, just to make sure that everything is working fine. Yeah. So we are getting this map as well, and the background color should the background color should not have any data over here. So let's just do one thing. I'll wrap this scaffold inside this container. Okay, so I'll do what over here. I'll cut this scaffold and I'll paste the scaffold from there to here. Okay, so inside this container I'll write child and I'll paste that scaffold and body should be having a blank empty container. Okay, so it should have just an empty container and things will be fine. So yeah, container. Now I'll just cut this container from here. I'll paste it over here. Yeah, let's see. So yeah, you can see that our code is looking good. We have got the map Also, and inside this map function, we are going to get the data as in the form of a list. It will be showing like based on your current, data. You have this and this part of. So I'll add a child inside the child. I'll be having a column. Okay, so I'll add a column in that, and inside this column, we are going to add children. So yeah, inside this children, what will be the first thing that I am going to write? I'm going to create a heading. So I'll write text, and inside the text, I'm going to write based on your location. So it's going to show us like based on your location, this are the particular inputs. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, it looks good. And also I need to add padding in that. So I'll add a padding at inside start 20 from vertical and 20 from this part. Yeah, so it looks good now. So one thing, let's remove from, yeah, now it looks good. So it looks good, but inside this container, I'm again going to add some padding. So I'll add padding at inside start 10 from vertical and 10 from there. So yeah, you can see that we have got more padding over here, and inside this, I'm going to do some styling. So we will be styling it with format document, and yeah, so good. Text theme dot text line small. So instead of this text line small, I'm going to write headline one. So yeah, we are basically going to use text line 4, and it looks good. Yeah. So right after this part, we are going to return them a form of lists, like small list, and discount sections can also be there. But yeah, we will be just creating the list in that, and you can see that most of the part of our profile section has been done already. This in this billing address, you can add your billing, and in the next video, we will be adding Firebase to our data set so that we can call out the data and we can extract the data from that. We can add login systems and all the data. I hope you understood whatever we have done so far in this video. If you like this video, and make sure you follow me in my social media platforms. And if you need the code, you can get that code from my GitHub profile, which is GitHub over here. Over here, it is the GitHub profile mine. Okay. So you can go to the GitHub profile, and from there you will be getting the data. Okay. So yeah, the data which I have already created, like 40 Flutter. There you will be getting the data in that. You can get that data from here. Okay. So I hope you understood whatever we have done so far in this video. If you have any sort of doubts and queries, then do comment out, and like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss an upcoming video where we will be creating Firebase data sets, and also we will be adding more sorts of important stuff in that. Okay. So this was pretty much it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, see ya, have a great day, and bye bye.